Dak Prescott, 261 completions, 394 attempts, 66.2% completion percentage, 2,860 yards, 23 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 45 rushes, 112 yards, and 1 touchdown on the ground. Thoughts on Dak Prescott?
He's going to finish better than QB 18. You got to expect that he's going to be healthy. I think he's going to finish back into QB 1 by the time it's all said and done with, right? Like, I think that there's enough weapons there. He'll be successful. I think him not having to throw the ball as much potentially will, it'll be more than last year, provided he stays healthy. But, he's not going to have to step back and sling it 40, 45 times a game. So the efficiency, he has weapons around him. He does use his legs a little bit, not a ton, but he does run for some touchdowns. He's not afraid to pull the ball down and get into the end zone if that's what the defense gives him. And the value is right. You can pick him up in the 9th or 10th round, right? And you can kind of play some of those options off. Now, with Schottenheimer being the coordinator, I'm not going to lie, I'd rather have Tua than Dak. But I think Tua in this offense, and with how I see that offense kind of going in Miami with so much speed and what they're going to do, I think Tua's upside is just higher than Dak's, right? Like, if they're the same baseline quarterback, both have missed some games due to injury. I like Tua's wide receivers a little bit more because Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are better than CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and Brandon Cooks. And I don't think Miami has as good of running backs currently as Tony Pollard, right? So they're not going to be as efficient on the ground, in my opinion. So I'd take Tua over Dak, but it's close, and I can't blame anybody either way.
Like, Dak missed 5 games early in the season, right? Like, played week 1, got banged up there, and then missed several weeks there. So from when he came back, though, in week 7 through the end of the season, he was quarterback 6 through those weeks, and that's that's where we can kind of expect Dak to play at his back end QB1 range. So again, right, like when we look up at the season and we see that Dak finishes anywhere from QB 7 to 12, not going to surprise me at all there. Now, where he's coming off the board is QB 10. So I feel like at this point you're drafting him kind of right there at his floor, and he has some upside there. So I wouldn't necessarily mind going the Dak Prescott route, especially in single QB leagues. But again, to your point, right? Like, Dak and Tua are kind of right there next to each other. And right now, Tua probably has a little bit better upshot on that one, especially since Mike McDaniel really likes to kind of go out there and throw the ball, versus Schottenheimer really tends to play it the run game more so there. So not going to surprise me if the pie is bigger down there in Miami, right? Like a phrase we like to use a lot, but not going to surprise me if the pie is bigger and the passing pie is bigger down there in Miami. So I'll take the guy with the bigger volume, and Miami's got the playmakers to the point where every single guy was a one touch type of guy that can floor it from anywhere on the field.